After bashing my head against the Talos Principle 2's big, beautiful, and brain-bending assortment of puzzles for about 50 hours last week, I was in the mood for something a little less cerebral and a lot more guns. Enter GUNHEAD, a procedurally generated 3D space-mech FPS roguelite, and sequel to indie dev Alientrap's excellent if under-the-radar 2D roguelite sci-fi shooter Cryptark. As was the case in Cryptark, GUNHEAD gives you control of up to 6 unlockable mechs, from the jack-of-all-trades titular starter mech GUNHEAD to the tanky and surely copyright-infringing Rook. GUNHEAD then arms you to the teeth with all sorts of weapons and power-ups and asks you to single-mechedly infiltrate a procedurally generated alien starship stuffed to the gills with robotic security. After disposing of the ship's guards and eliminating its complex network of support systems, you'll head to the ship's central system core, blow it to bits, recoup your contractual reward, and move on to the next victim with as much health as you had to end the last run. It's a simple premise, but GUNHEAD injects a surprising amount of strategy into this otherwise familiar roguelite gameplay loop with its interdependent system of, well, systems. Each ship features a randomized combination of alarm, hazard, door, shield, repair, shuffle, jammer, and core systems that you'll need to carefully prioritize and neutralize if you're to successfully complete the level and its bonus objectives. These bonus objectives pay out big amounts you'll be able to put towards unlocking new weapons upgrades and mechs in order to survive the next level and so forth. But fail and it's back to square one.
Oh, jeez. Hope I can fix that.
In GUNHEAD, each level begins with you choosing between 3 types of ships to privateer, and each type of ship features its own unique trials and tribulations. Overgrowth ships, for example, feature multiple repair systems, so if you knock out the shield system protecting the ship's core, the repair systems might restore said shields to function before you can destroy the core and complete the mission. All but abandoned derelict wreck ships, meanwhile, have radar jammers that make it impossible to see what doors lead to what systems, meaning you might get lost in the ship's maze-like grid of interconnected rooms and passageways. And network ships have shuffle systems that could teleport the alarm system you're attempting to destroy in order to have an easier time taking down the shield it's watching, to a faraway sector of the ship that adds time to your commute and compromises that time-sensitive bonus objective you were counting on completing. It's these fun little wrinkles that ruin what you thought was a perfectly prioritized plan of attack that makes GUNHEAD so strategic, and it's why pulling off a perfect level is so satisfying. Perhaps my only major complaint with this gameplay loop is that's it. Remember how genre standouts like Slay the Spire and Hades would occasionally force you into the difficult choice of going all in on a mini-boss to get more rewards and risk your run ending, or playing it safe and stopping off at the merchant to restock and refuel? Yeah, there's no such decision to be made in GUNHEAD, as every level is just pick the ship you want to pirate it, repeat. Good thing the actual combat in GUNHEAD is fast, frantic, and super fun. Each room you'll enter is dripping with danger. There are flamethrowers and long-range sentry cannons glued to the walls, heat-seeking destructo discs and needle-nosed robots flying in from every angle, and even the systems themselves can pack a punch if you're not careful. Really, it's rare to find a second to breathe once you leave the safety of your ship, which is probably why I found myself using the Shinobi and its lightning-fast jet burst special ability more than any mech, as the Shinobi's ability to outmaneuver anything proved even more valuable than the Rook's bottomless health. Speaking of health, each level has a handful of health dispensers scattered about, and you'll want to stock up before facing one of GUNHEAD's handful of bosses that appear every 3 levels. While it's a little too easy to blitz through these fights, they're a nice change of pace, and you can always increase the difficulty via the captain's terminal whenever you decide you hate yourself. Last and least, don't go into GUNHEAD expecting much in the way of story. A short introductory cutscene explains in Times New Roman that your 4-man crew has been commissioned by a shadowy client to hunt down xenotechnology and various alien cybernetic blah blah blahs. After getting debriefed by your literally horny captain and selecting your target ship, a Cyclops scientist will run a hull-penetrating LiDAR sweep and then recycle one of 10 or so lines about the dangers you'll be facing on board. But what GUNHEAD lacks in lines of dialogue, it makes up for in colorful voice acting.
Better break out the big guns and have some fun!
In the end, GUNHEAD is a fun sci-fi roguelite that should keep folks entertained for around 10 hours or so. I think it presents decent value at $20, so I'm giving it an aggregate megascore of 3 out of 5. Until next time, this is Scope, and thanks for watching.